guys, what is up? It's your girl Joshelle and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year. It is 2025 and I don't know about you guys, but I always get so excited for the new year just because I just love that newness and the freshness to be able to just kind of like, whether you're, carrying over old goals for the new year or starting something new. I just love the freshness of a new year. So I'm so excited to be, here today, especially after a much needed break during the holiday times, because sometimes, as much as we love seeing family and friends, sometimes it can also be a lot and overwhelming and you experience all the end of the year burnout. So yeah, I'm happy to be back. But yeah, so today I wanted to talk about the new year and just how I am easing and transitioning into the new year, because as excited as I am about it being a new year, I also feel like sometimes hitting the ground running with goals, for me at least, has not always been as effective. And I feel like a lot of people also feel that way too, or you feel the heaviness of it's the new year and I need to immediately start handling and tackling goals. And for some people that works, but for a lot of people, because we're trying to ease into more of this like slow living and really taking care of our mental health and emotional well-being, it's just better for us not to hit the ground running. So today I wanted to just share some tips and tricks of things that I'm doing to help me ease into my 2025 year, just so that way I feel overall well balanced, well refreshed, and just myself. Okay, so one of the first ways that I am easing into this new year is that I just don't immediately jump into goals. Like I was sharing with you before, I think that it's important for us to take some much needed time to like assess the goals that we were working on the previous year, whether that is, you're going to continue on with them, you're going to discontinue them, but just give it some true thought. Did it work for me? Was this a goal that I truly wanted, or did I get this, being influenced from social media or a family member or a friend? I think that it's important to kind of just assess your goals and not just jump immediately into them. At least for me, I find that works, because that gives me some time to really like gain more clarity and insight onto the goals that I want to accomplish, and just really making sure that they're in tune for me, because Lord knows that we are constantly being influenced all the time by different, factors and friends and people. And I just want to make sure, for me at least, that I'm not jumping ahead into goals unless I truly feel that they are going to truly benefit me and my life. So that's what I'm doing with that. Another thing that I do to help me kind of ease into the year is that I also don't immediately jump for a theme word. Now, this is coming from someone who's done this probably for the last few years of my life, but I realized something with last year where it was just like a whole theme word just doesn't work for me. And I think that that's just because as people, we're constantly evolving. And I know for me, I don't stay the same at the beginning of the year. A lot of the goals that I be thinking about in the beginning of the year, maybe not, doesn't suit me towards the middle or the end of the year. So what I like to do, instead of doing a theme word, are doing theme word quarters. So I like to focus on specific things. So right now, for this first quarter of the year, which is January, February, and March, my theme for the quarter is ease. I am easing into everything. This is that time of the year where I really just take my time. I am slow with things. I'm very intentional with things. And I'm just kind of like almost like regrouping from the previous year of 2024. So I feel like if you're looking for, a way to ease into the new year, maybe instead of doing a theme word, try to do theme quarters. That might actually not be as overwhelming and be a little bit more successful. Another way that I'm easing into this year is that I'm not going too crazy with health things, like too many health things at one time. Instead, I'm focusing on one health habit or intention for the new year or quarter or month. So for right now, as I'm talking about easing into things, I decided for January that January is always going to be my detox from social media month. During the holidays, I am very camera and picture heavy. I take a lot of pictures, a lot of videos, because I'm that type of person. I just love capturing different moments and memories for me and my family and friends. But I feel like sometimes it can be a lot. And although it's good to capture memories, I also believe in taking breaks. And social media is one of the ways I like to take breaks, because I also like to post different things on social media. So when I just delete the app, I delete TikTok, I'll delete Instagram, just so that way I give myself some much needed time to kind of just decompress from the year and then not be so immediately, I guess, influenced by what other social media influencers are doing, or even family and friends. I think that it is good to be in the know of what's going on and staying up to date with what's happening in everybody's life. But sometimes I get very exhausted and overwhelmed, and the constantly, I guess, pressure on myself of trying to keep up with everything can be a lot. So that's something that I like to do. I ease into one healthy habit for the month, and for this past month, or just month of January, I was doing a social media detox. So if you haven't done it already, I suggest trying it. And if you feel like you can't commit to a full month, maybe perhaps do like a couple of days, do a week, do a couple of weeks. You'll find that, you'll be surprised that once you get used to it, you don't really need social media as much as you need it. And you also realize how much of a habit it is, or a controlling thing in your life. Because I found that for the first few days, I was like so ready to hurry up and open up my phone and open up my apps, but obviously they were deleted. So it took my brain some time to just reprocess the habit of not immediately going to social media. So I recommend trying it. I think it's very healthy. And it just, gives you a little bit of peace of mind at the end of the day. The fourth thing that I like to do when it comes to easing into the new year is that I like to kind of decompress and not feel so overly stimulated by being around too many people. As I mentioned before, I am a big people person. I absolutely love my family and friends, and especially around the holiday times, that's when we go heavy. We do a lot of different activities, or a lot of Christmas parties and get-togethers and gatherings, but sometimes it can be very, very overstimulating. And so I like to kind of reset my nervous system by kind of not getting together with people so much in the beginning of the year, just to kind of like, keep my people cup from overflowing, because sometimes that's how it is. And if you haven't been following me for a long time, I am originally from Connecticut, and I moved back to Connecticut two years ago. And for me, when I moved back, I hit the ground running, getting together with all, types of my people, family, friends, because I felt like I missed out on a lot of memories over the past year when I was living down in Georgia and Tennessee. So naturally, I just wanted to reconnect with everybody, and it was great. I was out there living my best life, okay? Having such a great time, building a lot of new memories, catching up. But then after a while, it became too much, because I am such a social person. I have a lot of family members. I have a lot of friends. I have new friends and people that I'm connecting with, especially with new jobs and opportunities and things. And it just became a lot. So I recommend that if you are someone, even if you are an extrovert, I still recommend to reset your nervous system and not feel overly drained by feeling the need to get together with everybody. So that has worked for me. I so far probably have been out once or twice this month, versus like every weekend where we were doing something, whether, family, friends, whatever. So I think that that's a good reset for me. So try it, see if it works for you. And the last thing that I recommend when it comes to kind of like easing into the new year is to really work on decluttering and organizing your home. I am a big homebody. As much as I do love being out and about with family and friends, I also care a lot about my personal space. And I worked really hard to make sure that I decluttered and organized. Now, I know that a lot of times people love to do this right before the new year hits because it's maybe tradition, or you feel like you don't want to bring a lot of like clutter and stuff into the new year. For me, I don't really follow that rule because sometimes I'm just so burnt out or tired that I can't just do everything in a rush. So I do things in stages. I tackled one room at a time. You know, whether one day you're doing the bathroom, one day you're doing the kitchen stuff, the next day you're maybe doing your clothes and shoes or your kids' toys. Definitely work on decluttering and organizing, getting rid of that stuff in the beginning of the year, because I find that it is very soothing, very like peaceful and like freeing to just get rid of stuff. Also, I know a lot of people right now are really working on deconsumption, and I'm also trying to do the same thing by not buying as much stuff until I need it, giving away things, whether to family, friends, shelters, Goodwill, Salvation Armies, like whatever it is. Just try to declutter your home, because we spend a lot of time in our homes as well, and you don't want to feel very like overwhelmed and overly stimulated because everything is just out of order or you just have too much stuff. So work on it, break it up, tackle a room, make a list or something that can help, you know, give you some ideas of things to declutter. Actually, that gives me an idea. I may have to make a list, because there may be some things too that you're not really thinking of that you should declutter that can actually be very, very helpful. So I'm gonna work on that. So yes, I hope that you enjoyed my tips on how I am easing into the new year, and hopefully they can be some tips that can also help you. Like I said before, you know, we all have our different goals and things that we're trying to achieve, but I also think that there is a time and a place to do things, and sometimes it's okay not to immediately feel the rush or need to jump into your goals. I'm giving you permission. You don't have to rush, okay? Definitely take your time and do things on your pace and things that suit you. But yes, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I will continue to do these type of talks and things. If you're new here, you can follow me on Instagram and also on TikTok as well, where I just share different tips about self-love, self-growth, positivity, self-improvement. We're just trying to live our best lives and just be proud of who we are. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I look forward to you guys for next week. Talk to you soon. Bye.